Welcome back, everybody. BJ here from BJ Drinks Beer, back for another Saturday night with BJ. I drank a little too much beer last episode, drinking all of those double nickels from the variety pack. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm only going to have one beer tonight. So this one, it's been out for a couple years now. It's a light beer, lighter than a light beer. It's an extra light beer. Yuengling Flight, 2.6 grams carbs, 95 calories, 4.2% ABV. Haven't gotten around to trying this one yet, and I don't drink too much of the domestic stuff nowadays. But it's good to know what's out there, and I figure, since this one's been around for a couple years, I might as well give it a try, see what's going on. So, as you can see, it's about the color you would expect from a light lager on the nose. Yeah, about the aroma you would expect. It's got that sweet breadiness. There's a little more aroma than you typically get from any domestic light beer in this one, though. Yeah, there's a little bit of crispness in the back end, but yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's give it a try. Okay, yeah. Pretty flavorful at 95 calories and 4.2%. You're not expecting it to be exploding with flavor. But this one's, it's got decent amount of flavor intensity to it. Definitely very crushable. Definitely very crushable, very light on the palate. Yeah, not much of an aftertaste, albeit bitter or bready or whatever. It's just pretty smooth and straightforward. Yeah, crisp, clean. Up front, it's got that sweet breadiness. It's everything you would expect from a light lager. Probably a little more than you would expect from any light lager. Yeah, very, very crushable. I mean, this one isn't going to last very long. I do have plenty of THC beverages coming up next. And I'm not going to drink this whole thing before I get into that. Just have this off to the side and, have a sip here and there. But yeah, I got plenty of THC beverages. And if I'm feeling it, maybe another beer somewhere in there. But we'll see how everything works out. So. Yeah, the biggest part about this, besides like the flavor intensity, is no aftertaste. Usually with a light beer, you get just like a weird aftertaste. This one, it's very clean. I could definitely crush these all day, and not feel guilty about it at 4.2%, 95 calories. Yeah, very refreshing, which is something, typically with a light beer, they're not as refreshing. This one, it gets the job done. Yeah. All right. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had this one or anything else from Yuengling, why don't you go ahead and drop a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. If this one sounds interesting, sounds good, maybe it's something you might want to try, maybe you have some questions, why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you would like to find this one, you could probably find this one at any liquor store or supermarket east of the Mississippi. But specifically, you can find this one at Joe Canals in Marlton. Rating. Yeah, excellent low-cal light beer. I don't know how often I would grab this to drink myself. This is a little lower flavor intensity that I would like, but I could see myself grabbing one of these or two of these maybe in certain situations. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5 for what it is. Like I said, not my favorite style, not something I drink that often, but you know, if I have the choice, I put this up against Michelob Ultra or Miller. What is it now? Miller Extra Light. Yeah, I'll take this one all day. I know Yingling is. I don't know about nowadays, but for the longest time, you couldn't get it everywhere in the country. I know certain places are just now getting it in the last year or so, and it's crazy to me because it's since before I turned 21, this stuff was everywhere in my little corner of the world. Um, when I started going to bars, this was a favorite of mine for a while until I started getting into like Bass Ale and different other imported beers. But yeah, Yingling was always a reliable go-to. In fact, if you're anywhere on the East Coast, I think for the most part, and you walk into a bar and say, "Give me a lager," they're going to hand you a Yingling. Um, and there's a reason for that. They're an excellent brand. Like I said, I haven't really had anything from them in a very long time because I've moved on to other things. But yeah, excellent stuff. This was a very, very good extra light lager. If you haven't had anything from Yingling, go ahead and check them out. They don't do any of those fancy IPAs or anything. But if you like lagers, if you like their black and tan is excellent. There's a couple of styles that they do that you would really enjoy. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time, cheers. But stay tuned, everybody, because I am going to put this over here, sip on this for a second, and I got some THC beverages to drink. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday night. I slept all day. I probably slept. I'm not even about to count up the hours I slept today, but I guess I needed it. I feel like I wasted the day. I got absolutely nothing done, but I feel, if not a little tired right now, very well rested. It's the weirdest thing, you sleep like 10 hours over the course of 16, and you're just tired for the next day. I don't know. That was just random numbers I threw out there. I don't actually know how much I slept today because it didn't matter. I had there was nothing I absolutely had to get done. There's a bunch of stuff I would have liked to get done, but I just couldn't stay conscious for more than a couple hours at a time. Finally woke up for the day at like 5 o'clock. I think it was like 4:45 after my third nap. I could see this would be good for like going to bars. Like you go to bars and you don't want to like you know drink anything because there's a lot of bars that don't have any craft, and like in a lot of cases I might just walk right out. But in this case, like I might drink something like this because that way you could have a few and not really get that torn up. Yeah, I'm not really carb or calorie conscious at this point. But now I know that if need be, there's a very good option for me. All right. I haven't decided what to grab next, and I have to grab glass, but sit tight, and I will be back with a THC infused beverage. Yes. Oh my god, that was excellent stuff. Thank you so much. What's up with the distro, man? We gonna get that out here? Yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. I'm really glad you stopped by and gave me those samples. Yeah, Bird's Mouth, that's another brewery. I don't know how long they've been around. I don't really know much about them. All I know is I had a few beers from them and they blew me away. If I remember correctly, they were lager focused brewery. Don't do any of that fancy stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Bird's Mouth down around my area in the future. I will be right back. Gonna go set up the next one. What are we gonna go with right now? All right, yeah, we'll do that. All right. Sorry. So this one here is a T. So this one here is a THC infused root beer. This one has 10 milligrams of CHC. This one has 10. Can I talk? This one has 10 milligrams of THC, and it's called Cloud Cola. This one is from Mellow Beverages. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Mellow Beverages. Got that right. There is... Yeah, so there's... Okay, that's just a disclaimer. Never mind. I was going to say there's some stuff to read on the back, but I can't see it. It's like black on brown and like very small print. But the first word is disclaimer, so I don't really care about that. 10 milligrams THC, gluten-free, 0% alcohol. Let's get into the numbers. We got 130 calories. And 29 grams of sugar, which is a ton. That is 58% of your daily recommendation. So a ton of sugar in this, but there are worse out there. And I don't like to constantly be comparing one beverage to another, but nice, man. Hey, you do the same. Appreciate it, man. Cheers. So I don't like reviews to be a comparison kind of thing, but in this case I've had a couple of 10 milligram root beers and I'm not going to be able to help myself from comparing it, but I will still try to rate it standalone on its own. I'm just not going to be able to help those, thoughts of comparison. Anyway, Well, it's the color you would expect. A lot of these sodas, you know, it's a grape soda and it comes out clear. You know, you never know what you're going to get with these. Looks like it should on the nose. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this I mean, it's the aroma you would expect, obviously, but you can tell just based on the aroma. And then, you know, I don't usually smell sodas or fruit juice when I drink it. You know what I mean? It's like strictly a beer thing. Um, but you know, you can tell just based on the aroma of this that this is going to be a quality product and not just like a thrown together, cheaply made, you know, soda. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, excellent flavor. Um, it's about as sweet as it needs to be. Like any more sugar would have been ridiculous. It's not cloyingly sweet. It definitely reminds me of all the mainstream root beers that you see on the shelves in, you know, stores, supermarkets, and whatnot. Uh, yeah. This one is. I mean, I have taken one sip and I already know that it's going to be super crushable. I mean, this is delicious. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't drink a lot of soda nowadays, but I mean, this is another one that if like it were as affordable as regular soda, I would be crushing these all day. Whoa, whoa, it's empty. Great. I picked it up expecting it to have something in there. That's why I knocked it over. Judging the weight wrong. Anyway, oh yeah, it is absolutely delicious. A little less sweet than your typical like store shelf root beer, but it has all of the flavor that you would want. Um, some root beers have a little bit of like cream flavor to them. I'm not picking up any of that in this one here. Uh, and honestly, yeah, never mind. Whew. All right. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Is there really much else to say? If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm. It makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had this or anything else from Mellow Beverages, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. If this one sounds interesting, sounds good, sounds like something you might want to try, maybe you have some questions, why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you would like to find this one, I cannot currently help you. But this one, it's coming. But this one is potentially available soon at Joe Canals in Marlton. The reason I say potentially is because uh, we only have so much shelf space, and it is completely occupied. In fact, this week I brought in a couple 100 milligram sodas from Uncle Skunks, and they are absolutely delicious. Oh, sorry, I haven't had the Dr Pepe. I've only had the cream soda, the bourbon cream, and it is phenomenal. And it has way too much sugar, and so I got to like take it easy with them. But I can see myself grabbing a few of those. Anyway, limited shelf space. Don't know if I'm going to be able to bring this one in, but this one, after trying this, has just moved up the waiting list. Whew. Rating. Oh yeah, flavor-wise, it's everything you would want out of a root beer without being overly sweet. I'm going to give this one a 4.75 out of 5. The reason that I'm not giving it a perfect 5 is that it could be a little less sweet, and also it's not quite as full flavored. Like it does have a little bit of a watery flavor, not watered down, but it's not as full flavored as you would expect. Yeah, it's pretty full flavored, but anyway. Whoops. Well, that's all I got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot to do the. That's all right. If you've had this one or anything else from Mellow Beverages, no wait. Oh no, I already did that. That's what I was gonna do. I think this is my first experience with Mellow Beverages, and I gotta say I am impressed. I'm definitely looking forward to trying some of what they have to do, and I will be doing that in maybe another half hour or so. Didn't want to do them back to back, but I do have a couple more Mellow Beverages in the fridge to try tonight. Also, I think up next I'm going to do one from Giggly. I still have a couple left from the package I was sent, and this one looks really good. So I figured I would hold off and not drink it recreationally and drink it on camera for all y'all. So actually, let me before I get into that. Still working on this. I don't want to get warm. I might change my opinion of it. It reminds me like if the Hulk Hogan Real American beer tasted good. That's what this reminds me of. Like if well, hello, my other channel. What up, DG? How you doing, my man? Cheers. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of if Hulk Hogan's Real American beer was a quality product and used quality ingredients and actually like cared about how it tasted and not a gimmick. All right. Let's take a sip. Yeah, I drank it on stream a couple weeks ago, and it was one of those where I was like, uh, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. It's not something I would ever get, but it's one of those things where like the people who are buying it for the novelty won't care or might even enjoy it. So yeah, it's definitely not a quality product. If you want a quality product that's wrestling related, Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA is excellent stuff. If you like the West Coast IPA, it's an American IPA, but definitely it's got more bitterness than your typical beer drinker would enjoy. But it's excellent stuff. In fact, you know what? I got to try the Broken Skull Lager at some point too. Yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. I love it. It's just I'm not always in the mood for something that like bitter. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still got to try that lager. The we always have it at Joe Canals in Marlton. I haven't tried the lager yet, but I did try the limited edition 316 IPA, and that was really good stuff. I think I did a live stream of that. I reviewed that on stream months ago. You know, I'm curious, but I don't know if I ever want to see you drink. Like one or two, yeah, but I don't know if like I'm curious, but I don't know if I want to like sit down to a table and go round for round with you. I'm kind of I don't know. Worlds would collide at that point. I'm sure you are. That makes a lot of sense. I would imagine that you are. I barely can. Yeah, yep, that'll do it. Yep. I have both of those in myself as well. Uh Little English and then a big fat question mark. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Genetics you definitely got the genetics for drinking, but smart move not like steering into it. All right. I am going to where am I putting this? There we go. I'm going to I hope it was a wedding and not a Chuck E. Cheese. All right, let me go get the next beverage. I think it's a blueberry lemonade. So we'll see if I'm right about that. But definitely looking forward to it. Whoa. What's up? Let's chat. Oh, a quinceanera. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I'll be right back with the next beverage. What do we got? Yeah, let's do this one. All right. So this is one from the package that Giggly were nice enough to send me. I think it was 8 different beverages, in which I'm waiting for the salesman to get back to me because I really want to bring these guys into my store. So some emergency vehicles outside. Uh-oh. What's up, man?
I was only coming in to put up the French picture, but it's not on this one, which is highly disappointing.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I was like, nope, nope, don't want to do it.
When you start seeing things, then this is worship.
All right, fair enough.
Calling upon the devil as an entity, as a god, to open a gateway to his demons and to do bad things.
Yeah, so they were nice enough to send me a package of a bunch of their beverages, and I am really, really enjoying them. Just the salesman, he's a slippery guy, man. I can't seem to get in contact with him, and I have spots on my shelf for Giggly products. I have a couple of spots open, and I can't wait till I'm actually able to sell these guys. But I've enjoyed everything I've had from them so far, and I don't think this is going to be any different. So this one is a blueberry lemonade, not carbonated. So I'm going to give it a little shake here. Kind of, you know, any sediment that might be floating around, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they use... Yeah, they use like fruit juice from concentrate, so you never know. That ashwagandha root extract, that's in there, ginseng root extract. So there's a little bit of extra stuff in here. Look at it here. Let's see, we got 9 grams of sugar, which is kind of right where you want it to be. It's a great amount where it's going to have some flavor to it, but it's not going to be a ton of sugar. No alcohol, no hangover, just giggles. Why giggly? Award-winning taste, no artificial flavors, gluten-free, all natural, real juices, vegan, good for you extracts, ashwagandha and ginseng. All right, so this seems like a pretty healthy product. 3.5% carbs, 9.5 grams. Yeah, 35 calories. All right, let's get it. Ooh. On the nose. Wow. So there's this, I'm not a blueberry guy. Like, I don't mind blueberry. I don't not like blueberry. It's just like, they're not my favorite. And it's never my first choice when there's fruit options. Yes. Oh. Yes. Very, very. The aroma has a very distinct blueberry aroma to it, and it reminds me a lot of my favorite blueberry wheat ale. That, like I said, I'm not a blueberry guy, but every year it's a seasonal beer, and every year when this beer comes out in the next month, I usually drink like a case and a half. Like, it is excellent stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I already did on the nose. Let's give it a try. Oh, okay. So you get a little bit of tartness from the I guess you would get it from both the blueberry and the lemon. Blueberry, a little bit of tartness, I guess. A little bit of tartness in there. Subtle sweetness. Definitely has a little bit of an artificial man, there's something going on out there. Definitely has like a kind of, not an artificial aftertaste, but there's nothing artificial in it. But it definitely has, I think it's only because I think it's because it only has the 9 grams of sugar that it's not as full flavored. But yeah, excellent flavor to it. Yeah, I mean, the main feature is that tartness there. You can see my facial reaction. But then you got like this, hey, DDC, what's going on, my man? Hey, I'm glad you stopped in. You just like disappeared the other day. I'm like, I got done with the one customer and I turn around and I'm like, what happened? Oh. Yeah, the main feature is definitely the tartness, but it does have some sweetness to it. What I'm getting after that is just kind of like an empty sweetness, if you know what I mean, like a watered down sweetness. Yeah, that guy. I mean, I felt like I was like, people were just like lining up at that point, you know? Um, yeah, well, I mean, that's how Fridays go. You know, you get people who don't know anything, want to ask a million questions. Yeah, excellent flavor initially, and then it fades very nicely. Very, very drinkable. not as crushable as some of the other TXC beverages I've had, but that's just because of that, tartness up front. That's really, the tartness will really stay with you throughout the whole sip. Like, it doesn't really completely fade. But yeah, excellent flavor. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had this one or anything else from Giggly, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one looks good, sounds interesting. Maybe you might want to give it a try. Maybe you got some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments? If you would like to find this one, I already explained that situation. Hopefully, this one will be available soon at Joe Canals in Marlton. I mean, I agree. Rating. Four and a half out of 5. This one has an excellent blend of sweet and tart. Definitely fruity, definitely excellent flavor. Yeah, it's not super crushable, so you're going to take a little bit more time with this one and savor it a little bit more. 4.5 out of 5. Oh yeah. All right. Well, I have had now several THC infused beverages from Giggly, and I got to say, I haven't had one that I didn't think was excellent. Sorry. This one, it wouldn't be my first choice. It wouldn't be one that I would like. It wouldn't be my first choice if I had all of their options in front of me. But I'm definitely glad I tried it. This is definitely on the list of new THC beverages for me to bring into Joe Canals in Marlton. If I could just get a hold of that salesman. Maybe he's watching. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. But stick around, because coming up next, we got I actually don't know. I know there's 2 more mellow beverages. One's a 5 milligram, one's a 10 milligram, but I don't remember what flavors they were. I know I got a high 9. Ooh, that's what I want to drink. I want to drink that high 9. I think it's a limeade. You'd think I'd pay more attention to like what I have in my fridge. This is just going to get worse and worse as time goes on, so I really want to finish this. It's starting to smell worse and worse. It's starting to smell like a wet dog. Ugh. Yeah, like with the combination of that last THC beverage and this warming up. Yeah. I did this at the beginning of the show. Very, very good for a domestic light beer. Excellent stuff. I would take this definitely any day over like Ultra or Miller Extra Light. Sorry, other channel. You have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Where you at? What state you in? We've I think in Jersey, it's been about 2 years we've had this one. It had a slow start. Peace out, DG. Oh, okay, out in Missouri. Oh, yep. There we go. Yeah. I said at the top of the show. I don't know exactly where in the country Yingling is available, but I know it wasn't available west of the Mississippi until maybe 5 years ago or so. Yeah, this is on the East Coast here in Jersey. This stuff is you go to a bar, you say lager, and you get a Yingling lager. You know, this flight is. I mean, I haven't had a beer from Yingling in a really long time before a flight, but I always remember everything they do is maybe not excellent, but everything they do is an excellent representation of the style. All right, moving on. I'll put that back over there. Yeah. I'm gonna go grab that limeade. I think it is. Be right back. All right. So this next. Why can't I talk? All right, I got this. Come on, BJ, you can do this. So this next beverage is from High Nine. This one is a non-carbonated THC honey cocktail. It is a limeade, crafted with coconut water, real juice, and organic vitamins. It has 10 milligrams of THC. So per can, this one's got 25 calories. This one has got a bunch of vitamins. You don't usually see that. And there's the sugar. 6 grams. So very reasonable with the sugar content there. Where are the ingredients? There they go. Purified water, THC, hemp honey, lemon juice concentrate, organic key lime extract, organic lemon extract, coconut water, powdered, Grand Fusion, organic, orange, shiitake mushroom, papaya, and banana. That's the Grand Fusion. Orange, shiitake, papaya, banana. Citric acid, and organic Reb M stevia. Okay, so it is artificially sweetened, so not the best, but sounds very, very good otherwise. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's so interesting just hearing like, what's popular in different regions where different stuff isn't available and like yeah, like you'd probably be shocked to know that we sell like way more Miller Lite than any other beer, you know. Anyway, on the news. Interesting. Um Definitely picking up the lime. It's very faint and you wouldn't really expect that. There's also something else going on in there and I can't exactly place it, but it's not unpleasant. It's just weird. Like caught me off guard. Let's give it a try. This reminds me of like those the green freeze pops. Uh Not too different, not as sweet, but that's about the flavor I'm getting. But there's something else in the background, like something like earthy. It just it's not making sense to me. Maybe it's the shiitake. I didn't think I would really like taste that though. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I mean it's not horrible. It's just that like I mean it's pretty good except for that earthiness that I can't place. That's the only thing off-putting about it. I mean otherwise it's fine, but it's really bringing it down. Yeah, it's probably the shiitake. Uh, with the shiitake, I didn't think I would really taste that because that's blended with orange, papaya, and banana. But I guess I don't know. I am picking that up though. It definitely tastes like one of those lime freeze pops. With a little bit of dirt. Otherwise, I mean, pretty crushable, not carbonated, so that's not going to slow you down. Um, Aside from that earthiness, it's pretty straightforward. It does have a little bit of an artificial sweetness kind of taste to it, but it's not enough to really, you know, to be off-putting. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had this one or anything else from High Nine, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one sounds interesting, sounds good, sounds like something you might want to try. Maybe you have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments? If you would like to find this one, I can't help you right there. Uh, this one is not available at Joe Canals in Marlton, and at this point, it is not very high on the list to bring in to Joe Canals in Marlton. So, um, I don't currently know where you might be able to find this one. Rating. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. The lime isn't as limey as I thought it would be. It's just a very soft lime, which, like, I wasn't even like facially reacting to it. You would expect with a limeade that like you pull those after every sip. It wasn't happening. Um, yeah. Otherwise, just there was nothing that made it stand out, but there was something that made it a little weird. So that's what you get. You've had this one? Oh wait, why do I always do that? I know I've had other stuff from High Nine, but I'll have to go back into the archives and see what I thought about it because I don't really remember. So why am I even saying this? That's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. But stick around. Correct. Yeah, that's like something that's like frowned upon. I think that might even be like illegal to mix the two in the same like packaged beverage, but I could be wrong about that. As far as I know, there aren't any products out there like that. Which I guess is probably for the better. But yeah, that's I mean, valid question though. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little bit of weirdness to it. Oh, I was able to hit the cough button in time there. Whew. All right. I do not want to finish this right now. Gonna take a little intermission. I think I'm gonna break the seal and come back and drink that. So sit tight, stick around. Yeah, be right back. Oh man. Yeah, this stuff doesn't get any better as it warms up. Is it worth putting the last little bit in the fridge? Nah, I'll suffer through it. Um, oh, it's not like it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. But it does definitely drop off a lot as it warms up. but that won't affect the official rating from earlier. All right, get this out of here. Next up, we have a half and half THC infused beverage. Half and half meaning lemonade and iced tea. This one has 10 milligrams of THC and 0% alcohol, 35 calories. It's from Mellow. Mellow also. Whoa. Also, this was from Mellow earlier. Very good stuff. 35 calories, like I said. 10 grams carbs, that's 4%. 9 grams sugars, all added, 18%. Not the worst, and for a good iced tea lemonade, that, you know, seems to be like right around where you want it. Is there anything else to read? I can't read the ingredients. It might even be easier for me to read on the screen, but yeah, no, it's all just a blur. All right, so yeah, no, that's not gonna. I see like sodium citrate. Nah, that's not gonna work. I just wanted to. Yeah, I can't make that out. Looks like beer. On the nose. Ooh, way more lemon than tea. Yeah, right? The dark on dark blue. Ugh. All right, yeah. It's like mostly lemon. There's just a hint of the tea peeking through. Let's give it a try. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is excellent. Perfectly balanced. Sweet, but not too sweet. It's got no tartness from the lemon. A hint of tartness from the lemon on the back end. But otherwise, like, yeah, super crushable. I'm loving like these non-carbonated beverages, like a lot of the ones, even lemonades and iced teas, which doesn't really make sense to me. Well, it seems like everything's got to be carbonated. And I'm really enjoying these non-carbonated beverages. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, super crushable, excellent flavor. Yeah, not quite the color I would expect, but I guess that's kind of a good thing. Maybe, you know, there's no dyes in there. I can't tell because I can't read the ingredients. But I would imagine there aren't any dyes in there. The rest of that in the glass. Yeah, I mean, excellent flavor. I would probably get sick of it after like 2 or 3, but you know, for just having one, yeah, great stuff. The reason I say I would get sick of it is just that like that subtle tartness from the lemon, like I just think over time would just kind of be a little too much. does definitely intensify after a while. Right. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had this one or anything else from Mellow Beverages, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one sounds good, looks interesting. Maybe you might want to give it a try. Maybe you have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments? If you would like to find this one, hopefully, this one will be available soon at Joe Canals in Marlton. Rating. There it is. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. I mean, you know, excellent flavor, the subtle tartness, the subtle sweetness, everything comes together very nice, very balanced. The tartness does stick around. The tartness does like kind of build up over time, but it doesn't get to the point where it's too tart to drink. Well, a lot of the times, like when you drink a sour beer, it'll just be overpoweringly sour the first few sips, but then after that, all of the sourness fades and you can actually taste it. But I guess in this situation, it's a little bit different. Did I do my outro? I don't think I did. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. Let's stick around. What am I working with here? What was this? Oh, that limeade that I didn't finish, like with the earthiness. The aroma now, it's weird. It like kind of smells like maple syrup. Yeah, so I'm not going to finish that. Okay, that got gross. This is great. This is going to be a struggle. And maybe after this, I'll see what I have in the fridge. Like, not quite dirty socks, more of like maple syrup and earthiness. But the good thing is, in comparison, one right after the other, this isn't as bad. Don't. Perfect. Ooh. Yeah, like maple syrup and like dirt. Yeah, I'm definitely not finishing that. That, not this. This I'll finish. Warm light beer is not nearly as bad as this. Like, oh, ugh, like it's almost like a caramel, like toffee, not even maple syrup. And dirt. Doesn't even smell like lime anymore. And the taste, I just don't know. Yeah, that one will probably not be available at Joe Canals in Marlton anytime soon. Ugh. So as this warms up, it's definitely getting more of like a sweet note. The sweet breadiness is almost becoming more of like a not quite candy sweetness. But it's definitely like leaning more toward that. All of the crispness has disappeared. Got no crispness going on anymore. And on the nose, it's blah, and on the nose, it's wet dog still. It's not so much taste testing to get the product on the shelf. Once we bring the product in, they'll come in and do like taste tests, but it's always like get the product in first, and then the tasting comes if it's not selling well or if, Whoa. That was close. Like pretty much how it works, and I don't know if this was necessarily what you were asking, but I'll be, walking the aisles, and a salesman will come in and say, "Hey, I'm with so-and-so brewery or so-and-so THC beverage company, and we brought some samples for you, and we would like you to bring our product in." And so a lot of like beer buyers will like try the samples right there and be like, like, and make a decision right there. That's right. I like the way this guy thinks. A lot of the guys like to make a decision right there and be like, yeah, no, I don't like it, or oh yeah, this is good, I'll bring it in. But what I like to do is do my research first. I like to review it on stream, obviously, so that way they're getting, even if I'm not going to bring it in, they're getting some eyes on them, like the product, and then I like make my decision based on that and my research, and not just like a spur of the moment kind of thing. But yeah, the tastings come much later. In fact, if you look at my backlog of videos, not when I say not, if you look at my backlog of videos, I have a couple in-store tasting videos that I did with a bunch of people from different breweries that you might enjoy. I did it. All right. I think I might need a beer next, but I'll see what's in my fridge. Everybody sit tight. I will BRB, LOL. I felt like having an IPA. And I don't think that having another beer, especially a 6%er, is going to get me to the level that I was in last week's video or live stream. I could barely talk by the end of it. Um, but yeah, ironically enough, this is not a THC infused beverage, but it is called Sticky Icky. This one is a 6% hazy IPA from Pressure Drop Brewery, brewing, Pressure Drop Brewing. And where are Pressure Drop Brewing from exactly? I think that's Connecticut. What state is this? New York? I don't know. They're from that state. You'd think I would know my state shapes. Oh, New York. It says right there. Think New York, drink New York. Brewed and packaged in Little Valley, New York, and Ellicottville, New York. All right. So this one, excuse me. Oh, this artwork is pretty dope too. Yeah, give that a look. It's like a bunch of little dudes tending to a giant hop plant in a pot. Pretty dope. Anyway. Oh, I might have shaken this up a little bit. But, oh, no, I'm good. So I've never had anything from this brewery. I've never even heard of them. So this is a complete unknown. And I am super excited. I haven't had a good hazy IPA in a while. I haven't really had too many IPAs lately, but haven't had a really good hazy IPA in a very long time. So I hope this one does the trick. Got some haze to it. The light behind that. Definitely hazy. Let me just, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. Thought it might be sediment. Just carbonation. Know how I am about sediment. All right, after this burp, I'm going to get into it. There we go. On the nose. Oh, okay. I don't think they list the hops, but I'm definitely picking up Citra. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be a bad guess. Most of the hazy New England IPAs out there are Citra hopped, but Citra's definitely coming through here. And maybe a little Nelson Sauvin. I don't know. There's like I'm getting some orangey notes, like a blood orangey note. I'm getting almost like a white grape kind of aroma. Some pineapple. No dankness in the aroma. I actually kind of want to look up the hops, but I'm not going to. Let's give it a try. Ooh. So it does have a like underlying piney notes, but it's like super jammy, like a strawberry jam. Very floral. Um, Picking up like maybe a little melon too. Like there's a lot going on in this one. I'm really curious about the hops. I'll just do it like okay. Sticky Icky, Pressure Drop Brewing, uh, Beer Advocate. Could remember the name of the site. Go. I'm not getting that. So this review, the first thing that popped up said this smells like marijuana, obviously, with some grapefruit and sticky malt character. Not getting any marijuana. I'm getting like no, definitely what I said. Like maybe some melon, maybe some pineapple, definitely orange, maybe blood orange. Huh. I mean, everyone's different and everything. But I guess they're not listing the hops here. And this says American IPA. Come on, AI, don't let me down. And this says it's a West Coast. It's known for its dank, skunky, grapefruit-like flavor profile. Okay. Tell me the hops. Nobody seems to know the hops in this beer. And I'm super curious because there's a lot going on right now. And I am trying to make heads or tails of it. It doesn't have a lot of bitterness to it at all. There's that jammy-like quality, like a strawberry jam. Definitely some pineapple notes. Not picking up any grapefruit at all. Subtle maltiness. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this one has a lot going on. I think I'm starting to feel some of those THC beverages. Yeah, this one, it is by no means straightforward. Reminds me a lot of something, but I can't really put my finger on it. It reminds me of something I've had like at a brewery. Maybe Forgotten Boardwalk. I don't know. But yeah, like every sip I'm picking up different notes. Yeah, this one definitely has a lot going on. And pretty easy drinking. Not quite the lightest on the palate. Definitely anything hazy, is not going to be light on the palate, kind of. The flaked oats and everything. That's going to kind of thicken it up a little bit. Not yet. All foam. This one is I feel like I would have to at least drink a 4-pack of these over the course of like a day or two just to really like figure this one out. There's a lot going on, and I mean, I know like as you continue to drink more of the beer, certain things are going to dull down and certain things are going to pop out. And I mean, it's a wild ride, this one. Having said all that, I mean, yeah, I broke the seal a minute ago. I'll be right back. That's right, I didn't wash my hands. I used the tongs. All right, here we go. One more sip and I'll get into the next part. Yeah, just so much going on in this one. Like I said, every sip I'm getting different notes. Sorry. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've had anything from Pressure Drop Brewing, especially that, if you've had this one or anything else from Pressure Drop Brewing, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one sounds interesting, sounds like something you might want to try, maybe have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you would like to find this one, I cannot currently help you, but there's a good chance that I'll be bringing this one into Joe Canals and Marlton. So, you know, if this one sounds like something you might want to try, let me know, and I'll make it happen. Oh, man, yeah, I'm getting there. Whew. Rating. Pretty decent flavor. A lot going on. But the overall flavor, the overall balance, I mean, it's pretty decent. Not going to blow anyone away, but yeah, I'm going to give this one a... All right. Rating. 3.5 out of 5. It's not the worst. It's not bad at all. There's a lot going on flavor-wise. It doesn't have that drinkability. It doesn't... For example, you know, I feel like after 2 of these, I just would never want one again. And that's not what you want. You want something that people are going to keep coming back to. This is good for a one-off. This is good for like you know, an every once in a while kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's better out there in that category. Wow. Well, this is my first experience with Pressure Drop Brewing. Love the name, by the way. Love the song by Toots and the Maytals. That's not Toots and the Maytals, is it? I think that is Toots and the Maytals. Anyway, love the song. But yeah, this is my first experience with Pressure Drop Brewing, and I got to say, I'm definitely looking to try more of what they have to offer. This one, while it didn't blow me away, it piqued my interest, and I mean, really, the first time you're trying a new brewery, that's not a bad thing. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. All right, so I've had way too much liquid today. But I'm still going to finish that. I'm not going to finish this. Oh, let me smell it again, though. Oh, God. That just gets worse and worse. Like, it has no business smelling like maple syrup. Like, I just don't get it. Oh. So, anyone seen any good movies lately or anything? Ugh. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of something I've had from Forgotten Boardwalk, but I don't remember exactly what. Oh man, I drank way too much liquid. I'm glad I don't drink all day Saturday and then like do this, because it would probably be pretty embarrassing if I like had a buzz and then started doing this. You know what I need? I need another THC beverage. I don't think I have any more that are not carbonated, which is like my beer carbonated. That's all. Nothing else. Soda, obviously, but I don't really drink soda. But like, I prefer non-carbonated with everything but beer and soda. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely starting to feel the effects of that. What did I drink? We'll say that's about 6 milligrams and another 30, right? That's a 10, that's a 10, that's a 10, that's a 10, probably 7. So 37 in a row, including that. I don't usually feel the THC at 37 milligrams. It usually takes me like 40, 50, but I guess I'm cutting it close, you know? Definitely feeling the THC start to take effect and feeling super bloated. Well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be very interesting at all for the rest of the stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay on for a while and, not care about being entertaining. Um, oh, yeah, there's something like crazy I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was. Never mind. I give up. Oh, I cannot wait to finish this and dump that and play video games for the next half hour until I pass out. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, I got nothing. Super uninteresting. I guess I'll go. Yeah, I should probably go. Everybody have a great night. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and everybody have a great rest of your weekend and a great next week. I'll see you next Saturday, unless that is you tune in to BJ and DG Talk Wrestling tomorrow around 5. You can go ahead and watch our live stream. We're going to be pretty much talking about Clash in Paris that will literally be ending as we are going on air. So all of the everything will be fresh. What? It'll all be very excuse me. It'll all be very reactionary as opposed to very like thought about. So I think it's going to be a good stream, and I think all of you guys, anybody seeing this, should definitely check that out. Even if you're seeing this a year from now, because a year from now, that will still be on YouTube for you to check out. So, BJ and DG Talk Wrestling, episode 39. Get it. Yeah, and sorry about all that. I believe that is all I have for this time. So, without any further ado, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. Cheers.